guys, it's Ed. Well, I think the last video I put up was bringing the Mack home, and we did get it home, and we did get it in the garage, so that was all good. It's been kind of a crazy week and a half, 2 weeks now, whatever it's been. We lost our dog on Saturday. He's only 4 years old. He had some kind of heart cancer, so when nobody was aware of. We'd had him to the vet 3 or 4 times in the last 2 weeks, and they were saying, "Oh no, he's too young to have cancer." But he did, and got in the spleen, and then ruptured, and wasn't good. So no more seeing the burritos anymore. Anyway, on that sad note, I did get a new tool today, so that's kind of cool. So I'll show you what we got. I labeled the box because the sticker fell off. So, a 10-ton porta-power. So, the box is kind of junk, but you can see all the components are there. You know, it's a Chinese unit. You know, I can tell it's relatively newer. So the guy that I got it off from said he used it like once, and he says he'll never use it again. So $50, Facebook deal, can't beat it. Oh, you can see something's missing on the old Mack. That was there. She's boxless. That was yesterday's ordeal. If you guys can see out the window, it is on my trailer. And that's how I did it. Same way we took the box off the midliner, the high lift jacks, and a lot of blocking. So we were able to get the box off, get it on my trailer. I did keep the frame for the hoist. Not really sure what I'm going to do with this, but the box, all I had to do was knock these pins out here and on the other side, and then there's a set of pins, the pivot pins up here, and believe it or not, they came right out real easy. So, and the arms come out real easy. So I was like, okay, well, I guess that's how we're going to take it apart. The only thing is being that it sat up so high on top of here, I had to jack it up, you know, even higher. So this thing was like, it was way high. I had it out there outside, backed the truck out. Well, I didn't back it out because it doesn't run, but I actually, we towed it out with my pickup, and then we basically took the box off and pulled the truck back in with the good old Harbor Freight winch. And so I had a little Badlands winch right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's dark up here. I could probably turn this on, but then the fan will come on too. So even more noise. So yeah. Oh, here's the other thing I did too. Check that out. Nice shiny wheel. Old ugly, kind of cracked and dry rotted tire. I picked up a new tube for it. What a pain in the butt to get that tire off. It was a major ordeal. Everything was, the rubber was rusted to the rim. The lock rim was rusted to the rubber. The rim was, I mean, everything was just brutal. But yeah, we got it apart, and I ended up taking a Sawzall, which actually worked pretty good, guys. So if you ever get in a pinch where the tire is stuck to that rim, I took Sawzall with a long metal blade, drove the screwdriver in to hold it up, and then just stuck the screwdriver in there, and I could get about maybe 6 or 8 inches, and then it would start to bind and smoke So then I take the screwdriver out, move it down, get another 6 to 8 inches, and just keep working my way around that rim. Just to cut the rust. I wasn't really cutting much of the rubber, but it doesn't really matter if you cut a little bit of the rubber anyway, because that just goes against the rim, and the ring as well holds it on. So, but after I did that, and I, you know, lubed it up and everything, I finally came apart. So, yeah, I did that. I cleaned out the cab a little bit. There is still a little bit of floor here in it. Looks like pop rivets to me. I'd say those are pop rivets, so I assume that this floor has been had some metal put on it. I'm pretty sure the factory didn't just bend it over like this. So I'm going to take this floor probably out and look to see where there's cross members. Probably have to rebuild the cross members. And then I got some 16 gauge. I think I got almost a whole sheet of it. Maybe a little shy of a whole sheet. And we'll do that. Check out the fancy seat. Got a nice little piece of plywood under there. Very comfy. Had my son out here as the steering man. And he steered it because if you look, I don't know if you guys can see that very well there. The tire is, this one's actually not too bad. You got to hang it over a couple inches. This one here is probably hung over a little more. This one's hung over. Actually, this one's not bad either. So you got to let it hang over about 3 inches to get it to stay on that lift. No, I'm not using the lift to lift it. That ain't gonna happen. But I did have a couple other ideas. Over here in the junk I've collected for years. I'm not really sure if we can see it. Oh yeah, we can right here. See this? That's a Lakes pipe off car, I would assume, and I've had it for years. It's not, this part is polished up, and that might look kind of cool hanging right in here somewhere. And the exhaust for the old motor is right there, so there it is, you can see it. So that's, wonder what went in there. Maybe some of you guys could help me out with that. You guys see in there? There's like a tray in behind here that went down. I wonder what they, when put batteries, you put batteries out here. Hydraulic tank? I don't know. If anybody knows, that'd be cool. Tell me what that goes to, or what would go in there. Oh, here's another thing too that I don't know. What the heck is this thing? I mean, it's got holes kind of punched in it, like a, you know, like, I don't know, like almost like a horn or something. It wouldn't have a backup alarm. Same thing up here. What the heck are these things? And then there's another one over there, and then there's like a hingey point thing up there. But yeah, these are something clipped into these. You guys can see, but I don't have any clue, and they've been on there a long time. They look kind of factory. So back of the cab isn't as bad as some I've seen. She's kind of toast over there, but I got this side to work with, so I probably can create, feels like there's some putty in there, but I think I can create that using my offset dies or something close. I thought maybe I'd use the porta power. The dents, I reached inside the cab here And yeah, you can see, you can kind of get into some of those, but this one down here, where is it? Right here. Yeah, this one here is going to be a challenge because this one's pretty low, and there's a piece of metal there, so I may have to maybe slip the porta power in there. This floorboard is toast, as you guys can see. That looks like a piece of half-inch plate somebody laid in there. What the hell is that? Is that? Oh no, it's tin. But maybe it was like an access panel right there in the middle, maybe around the, like around the shifter, maybe. That's what that panel was. So in pieces we can make that panel again. So this one here, it looks like it just rolled, and the rubber, you can see the door seal just kind of got caught tucked in behind that. So that rolls not too bad. It's kind of thin here, but then it kind of comes back again. So I think we could probably get rubber for that. Motor. Everybody's been asking the motor. What you doing for a motor? Well, had a gentleman not too far from here, has a diesel 673 Thermodyne, but here's the problem. If any of you guys know about diesels, diesels run at a relatively low RPM. Maybe a Detroit, yeah, you can crank them up a little higher, but your standard diesel is going to run about 2100 RPMs. That's red line. You ain't going to want to squeeze it any harder than that. So diesels are cool because of course they create torque. So with all that torque, you can run a higher geared rear end, you can run a higher geared transmission, and you still have all that low end torque to pull the load to get it going. So that's a cool thing about diesels. Okay, well, problem is if you put a diesel engine in a gas job truck, the rear end or the transmission is going to be low geared. It's also probably in this truck going to be kind of, they had two different transmissions, both duplexes. You can see the actually the shift pattern is on the ceiling. If I can get my light to work. Not very good, but if you guys can see, there's the shift pattern, and you know, you got your 5 and a 2. So you got 10 speeds. There's the two shifters. And this, I believe, is the smaller transmission because it was only behind like a 401 cubic inch gas motor. Okay, so you got a light duty transmission and low geared because you don't have the torque from the gas motor, but you do have the RPMs. The gas motor will go 3,000, 3,400, 3,500, depending on, you know, who you talk to. So you're talking, you know, almost, you know, a third or more in that general area of, you know, increased RPM. Okay, so now you go with a diesel, you put the high torque engine against the relatively low geared transmission, relatively not as heavy duty transmission, then you run it down the drive line, you know, and you put it into the rear end, and the rear end is low geared because you need to be able to, you know, get that load moving with a kind of a low torque gas engine. So basically what happens is your top speed, if you just change an engine, is going to be about 35 miles an hour. That's not going to cut it rolling down the road. So where if you had a gas motor, you probably could do 50, maybe 45, 50. So that 35 isn't going to cut it. So you got to replace everything to do this. So the guy had the engine, he had a transmission, he even had a rear end, different transmissions, but we're looking at, I would say, probably in the area of $1,500, $1,600 to change everything out, and a crap ton of work to do that. So I think I'm going to opt to put a gas motor back in it. So now I'm looking for a gas motor, and I do find a motor, but it's sorry for the breeze there. It's about 85 degrees out here today. It's pretty warm. So so anyway, I don't know if I can get this to open without me tipping over. I don't know how the heck I did that. Hang on. Get you in the engine compartment. That's the 401. I don't know if you guys can see down in there where the hole is. I can't honestly see because I can't see over the top of the truck. Give you an idea of where I am. Here I am. Here's the top of the fender. So it's like this high. So I can't see in there without a ladder. But so anyway, what I found was a international M model. It's a 450 cubic inch gas motor, overhead valve. I think it's about the same dimensions as that one, so I wouldn't have to cut into the, you know, firewall. And I think I can get that motor in there. It comes with a transmission, 5-speed, I think. Probably had a 2-speed rear maybe, but it looks like a straight 5-speed. The guy sent me a video, you know, 850 bucks is what he's asking, and I probably can get that a little better than that, because he hasn't sold it. Not everybody wants a big ugly gas motor. Everybody wants a diesel. I want a diesel, but I can't see changing everything to make this truck a runner. So it's got way too much other work that needs to be done. If it was like a beautiful cab and, you know, a beautiful interior and everything was, you know, then yeah, okay, then yeah, absolutely put the money into the driveline. But it needs so much body work that it's gonna, you know, take time to get the body back together, and then you know, time's money, right? You know, so you know, by the time you put new airlines on it, you know, I'm gonna have to do that anyway. Porcupines have ate some of them. You know, it's gonna be, you know, cost ineffective to and you can buy a truck right now. There's one on Facebook. There's a guy local for $5 grand, 5,200, something like that, running and driving with a diesel in it. So, you know, you can't put over $5 grand in the truck, and you know, it's just not gonna, you're never gonna get that back. So even as time goes on, I know the prices of them are, you know, very expensive. Everything is expensive on these, but I've already got you know, 1,200 into it. You know, I got a new tube and all that kind of stuff. So if I do buy that motor, let's say I do pay the $850, by the time, you know, I got to get hoses and stuff like that, you know, and get all that installed. So there I got another grand into it. So now I'm up to 2,200. Tires are junk, but they hold air sort of now. You know, I could probably find some used tires, you know, replace this skin head here, and this recap is still pretty good. So I could fix that up pretty quick, and the other side's got junk tires on it too. I'm still looking at probably total truck sheet metal work and all that stuff, which, you know, I mean, I'll do myself. And you know, door latches, stupid things I don't even know about. I'm going to be probably close to $4,000 into it before I even get it running and driving and moving. Gas tank's probably junk, going to need to probably be cleaned out, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, if anybody wants to know where we're at with the Mack, that is where we're at. I know I babbled for quite a while, but at least you guys can see we are making progress, slow, but some progress. So anyway, guys, I really do I really do appreciate everybody watching, subscribing, and commenting. We're getting real close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And, you know, I think we're at 960 something, so we're getting real close. I do appreciate everybody following along. You know, this video's done very well. Got quite a few views. I think I got about 200, so that's pretty good for one of my videos. And so people must like this. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.